Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I'm well and hope the same for each one of you. So I hope you guys have got any of your preferred drinks with you. So this is going to be a long video. This is definitely a spoiler free video, and I thought like let's talk to you in person rather than showing you what I'm going to read. That I can always do with the iPad with me on the side. So this is going to be a spoiler free review of the Chammora Chronicles by Cora Riley. I'm a person who loves to read, like if I find one author and he's a good author, I like to finish all the backlist of that author and finish off as many of her books as I can. Yeah, so whatever is available, and all the books I'm talking about is in the Kindle Unlimited. So I'll give you a little recap. If you've not seen my previous video, please go and watch that video. It's again spoiler free. It'll give you an idea about Born in Blood. I'm not a person who will spoil your fun, so you can watch my videos all the till the end. For me right now, I've already done 6 books in Born in Blood series. That's how I would recommend you to read. So that is Bound by Honor. I've read Bound by Hatred. I have read Bound by Temptation. I have read Bound by Love. I've read, and then Bound by Duty and Bound by Vengeance I've read. So these are the 6 books I've read. Then I had Bound by Duty and Bound by Blood remaining from the Born in Blood series. But those two I would be reading once I've read the first 3 books of Chammora Chronicle, because the Bound by Past is the one is having spoilers for the first 3 books of the Chammora Chronicles. So that's why I would recommend you to read it in that order. So read the 6 books I've mentioned, then read the first 3 books of the Chammora, and then go back and read the other 2 books. Alright, so that's just it. And now we are in Chammora Chronicles. Born in Blood series was my favorite, but I'm telling you, this book is getting better. This series is even better than the first one. I was not happy with how the Fabiano was in the book, but then I understood where he came from. And the first book, the book of called Twisted Loyalties, is Fabiano's book. I've been reading in the whole. They have this Chammora Chronicle, the whole book set in Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime, I'm Kindle Unlimited. So I'm reading in that. So right now I've already reached in the Chammora Chronicle volume. I'm almost 60% in the second book already. So this is about Twisted Loyalties. This is the first book. This is the love story of Fabiano and Leona. So if you know Fabiano is the Luca's wife, Arya's youngest brother. We have met him in the Bound by Honor, and we met him also in the book of Lillian, the Bound by Temptation. We saw him. So he's and also we saw him in my favorite Bound by Love. We saw him there as well. So he's a little boy, but he has had a very difficult time now. After Lily got married, her dad married a younger lady, right? So the younger lady has 2 sons already. So her father is like, he hates Arya, he hates Gemma, and he hates Lillian because he thinks they brought him shame. Now the Chammora, the Outback and the I don't know, Outcast, whatever that is called, the Dante's Mafia outfit, Outcast. I'm saying outfit, and the the Chicago and the New York Mafia are again in war. All right, so that's why the Chicago's Mafia's the number 2 son was Fabiano, but his father hates him, and he asked him to ask the sale, one of the soldiers, to go and kill this boy, and he was only 13-14, but he could not kill such a young boy, and he just gave him some money, and that's the time he's on the streets. That's when Remo Falcon from the Chammora Chronicle, he's the capo for the Las Vegas Chammora clan. So he finds him. He's around 18 years, 4-5 years elder to this young Fabiano. All right, and that's when he finds this boy. All right, when and he takes him with him, and he makes him the enforcer for the Chammora Chronicle. So now Fabiano is not connect. He hates both his sister's place, New York, because he didn't know what Arya did for him. He thought his family forgot him, so he kind of hates his sisters, and he also hates his dad. Of course, he tried to kill him. All right, but he doesn't really hate his sister, but he's not happy. And but it takes time for him to grow up and understand why they did what they did, because Arya never did his sister never did anything bad. So now this is the story of the enforcer of Twisted Loyalties, and he meets somebody by the name Leona. Leona is not an Italian, she's just an American girl, homeless girl, okay, and he just finds her, and she's not because normally we have read all the books, all of these mafia girls are from another mafia family, or they've been abducted, or they've been married, or something like that, but never somebody outsider. But she's an outsider, and she has her own dark past. Her mom is a druggist, her dad is a poker addict, all right, and she had a rough childhood, but her mom was always there for her, though in whatever, she was more of a mom to her mom. So she comes to Las Vegas, that's when she meets him, and it's their love story. I didn't think I would like it so much. I loved the book, really. I've really enjoyed the book totally. Now the second book, I've already finished, like almost 60%, Twisted Emotions, and honestly it's getting better and better. I'm really enjoying reading that book as well, and I will talk to you about that book once I'm done completely. But I can't wait for Remo's book, that is the book 3. I'm most excited, but I did go and read in Goodreads. I don't know, there is one lady, she just put the spoiler review, so I just glanced it. I hated myself for doing it. I wish I would not have read it that way. However, but I didn't read means however, I wish I didn't read the spoiler. Anyways, I will not spoil it for you, so stay tuned for the next book. We talk about Twisted Emotions, and then we have Twisted Pride, then we have Twisted Bonds, Twisted Heart, and Twisted Cravings. So I'll be reading all the 6 books in this series, and then I'll go to Bound by Duty, Bound by Past, and Bound by Blood. And I'm also going to do the Sin series, the children of these people, Sin of the Father series. I'll review that as well. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, and see me in next clip will be about Twisted Emotions. Take care. Bye. Hi guys, so this is my review for the Twisted Pride and Twisted Emotions. Twisted Emotions is Chiara and Nino Falcons, and Twisted Pride, my favorite, it's a 6-star for me, is Safiana, I keep forgetting her name, Serafina and Remo's story. Okay, Serafina and Remo's story, both powerful characters. So let's talk about Twisted Emotions first. So Twisted Emotions, I'm going to it's not going to spoil anything, so don't worry, you can continue both of them. So Twisted Emotions, we meet Chiara. She is supposed to be part of the Familia, and Chammora, we know Nino. So they, since in the previous book, the outfit have done something to the outfit is the Chicago Mafia has done something to the Las Vegas Mafia. So they are very pissed, and what they are thinking is they'll tie with Familia, and then he can take the revenge in peace. So all he wants from the Familia is not help, but he just wants them to just not interfere. That was his main thing. So he got these 2 people to get married, Nino and Chiara. Nino is a very closed off person. He's like, he doesn't show emotions. He's had a very bad past, something when he was young. Since then, he's closed off all emotion. He doesn't feel anything. He's very ruthless, very, like, you will bloody. He's this number 2, right after Remo. So he is really not showing emotions and all. But no matter how bad he is, he really cares for her, because he's never met a woman like her. She's very docile, Chiara. She's had a very bad past. Something has happened to her when she was very young, so she cannot be near men. I hope you read trigger warnings for this. And she's had a very dark past, and she's very jittery around men, and she cannot even she starts having panic attack and also this kind of thing. So it's their love story. It's a very sweet love story, how she slowly overcomes. And now here she goes and lives with them, and there are 4 brothers, right? 4 of them together and Fabiano, so 5 of them. She's slowly starts opening up and starts creating bond with each of them. And I think they have, after Twisted Emotion is Twisted Bonds, which is telling more about their love story, which I think I'll read at the end because I'm curious for reading the other 2 brothers stories first. So it was a good read for me. I would give it a 4.5. I like Fabiano's stories even more, so it was a 4.5 for me. But now comes Twisted Pride, my favorite book. It was so hard to close it. Remo and Serafina, the way I had pictured Remo, he delivered everything. He was ruthless, he was cunning, he was scary at many times, but we could see him slowly. He has a big fallen angel in his feet, and he called Serafina angel, but he gave her wings. He gave her wings to fly. Serafina, he let her free, and let her free in all the things that was restricting her, and she became a totally different person with him, and I really enjoyed this part. So this story begins with how, and she in turn transformed him. I didn't know Remo would find somebody in a book who will be able to love him, because he was so bad, but then I saw his love for his brothers and how he took care of them when they were younger, so I knew he had some hope. Now in this mafia world, there is no black, there is no white, there is only gray. So in real life we will not like men like who are like this real, but in this world we all like such men, and he is like that. And I was like, who would be his girl? But I'm happy that was her. So it was this book is a captive situation. So Serafina is Chicago Mafia's the capo, Dante's niece. So she's getting married, and that's the time she's abducted. All right, she's abducted. Her fiance, he has another book also, which I'll be reading later. I want to know what happened to that guy, because he was good. He was really good. So, and he was a pretty decent man. She was excited to get married to him, but on the day of the wedding, before she reached the chapel, she was abducted. And by whom? Remo himself. And then he took her, and he never forced on her. So that's something, if that worries you, though it was a captive, he never forced. I like all these mafia men, however bad they are, they never force on they never force their women. That's something I really appreciate about them. They never ever force their women to do something that they don't want. So in this also there was no that. There was a lot of banter, angst. You could feel the end was so amazing, such a twisted. You will not guess what happened, and I hope you don't go and check the Goodreads for it. Trust my word, don't read the Goodreads, because I spoiled my fun because I was so curious. I went to Goodreads. There's one girl who's put spoiler free, and she puts the spoil. It was like I really was wanting to delete her, say something to her, but then I said move on, it's just a story for you guys. Don't worry, I will not break the fun. So read the whole book, and I'm telling you, of the whole series so far, Chammora Chronicle, this is my favorite. Now I'm curious about Savio's story. His story really fascinates me. So after Savio's story, I will go back to Twisted Bonds, which is a story again of Nino and Chiara, and then I will finish the Twisted Craving, and then I'll give you a full review of this. Now I have downloaded some Magnolia Park, the whole series. I've also downloaded this is another one that I have, the Once Upon a Time. So I have also, I think after a certain time, I want to move any other books than mafia books. I've been only reading that. Like, I think I need to go to Italy next. Because of reading so many mafia books, I think I'm ready to go to Italy already. Yeah, so just continue. I'll continue. Now, the next part will tell you all about Twisted Heart, which is Savio's story, which is going to be nice because we met the girl Gemma, and we met them both in Twisted Emotions. Yeah, we saw them, and not like together, but Gemma is his best friend's sister, so that's going to be fun, and she's going to be engaged to somebody. Yeah, I like that. Then goes the Twisted Cravings. This is Adamo, the youngest, the best guy, the best of all of them, the nicest, the person. His story would also be nice. Let's see. His is with a Russian lady called Dinara. and let's see how that goes. So I'm excited to continue this universe, and she writes very well. Cora Riley, highly recommend. So if you've not read, if you wanted to see the Born in Blood series, I've already posted the review about that as well. So let's continue watching. Take care. Hi guys, so this is my quick review for the Twisted Heart. This is Savio's story. So we have already seen Fabiano's Twisted Loyalty, Twisted Emotions, Nino's story, and Twisted Pride, Remo's story, and Twisted Heart is Savio's story. And this is the third brother. And we have another one, Adamo. His story I skipped. And the Twisted Bond series, which was which also, because I read Twisted Heart first, because of that the story had a little spoilers, so I'm not very keen on reading the Twisted Bonds. So these two I have not read. Maybe in future I would read, but for the moment this is Twisted Heart review. So Twisted Heart is Savio Falcon and Gemma's story. We met Savio in the other two books, and we know how big Casanova he is. He is really, like, you know, he wants to have fun, not get into serious relation. We have met him, and we have seen the other two brothers, how they met their own girls and how they settled down, especially Remo. And I can't get over Twisted Pride. It's one of my favorite books, Holy Grails. It's going to be one of my top favorites. Like Rena Ken's Twisted Landon story is one of my favorite, and Gabriel Sand's all books, and this is one of the Remo story. And Luca's, both the books I really enjoyed, especially the second book. I never knew I would enjoy it this much, but those two are my favorite characters. So anyways, let's go to Savio's story. So Savio and Gemma is one of the soldier's daughter, and they are coming from this part I found very funny. They're coming from a very religious, typical Catholic Christian family, where the girls are not even supposed to hold hands of the guys, and they're not supposed to be alone. She comes from a very conservative family, and we know how Savio is. He likes to have fun. He's the best friend for Diego is supposed to be Gemma's brother, so he's best friend. Gemma met Savio when she was only 10 years of age. At that moment she doesn't know anything. She's just her brother's best friend, and then slowly around when she's 14-15 she starts having crush for Savio, and she's always liked him, and she always wants to get married to him, but he's always not considered her as someone because she's still young. So when she's 16 and she starts, like, you know, becoming little mature, by 18 they have to get married. I don't know, this mafia people, by 18 the girls are specially married, by 16 they are engaged, especially in this conservative Catholic community of the mafia. So now this lady is going to get married to somebody else, but then Savio wants her for him. So he convinces Remo that I will want to marry her when she is 18. Then after that, I'll marry her. I'll send her off to college, because he doesn't really want to marry. He wants to have fun with girls. He doesn't want to marry. Eventually, he wants to settle down with her when she grows up. But he is more into, like, you know, having fun and not really. He likes her. He doesn't want her to be with anybody, but he can be with anybody. So that's how the whole story is. And she gets pissed off with him. There's almost 40%, 50% the book was a page turner. After that, when I started seeing this, how orthodox, conservative kind of it is, I found it very odd, because from the time the mafia world we are in, we know how things are, but here this is a total different change. However, the plot gets better. There's something that happens, like really shit happens. After that, things start again catching up. So that's why this book for me is a 4-star. Definitely not compared to the other books. And after this, I didn't really wanted to read Twisted Craving, Adamo's book, because Adamo is with a Russian girl, and it's all about racing car and all, and I'm not very keen on that. However, when I read the Sophie Lark's book, I did enjoy that heist one, but that was Sophie Lark. But so I'm done with reading these books from the Chammora Chronicles. And Born in Blood, I read, if I just wanted to tell you guys. So Born in Blood, I have read the Bound by Honor, Bound by Hatred, Bound by Temptation, and Bound by Love. All these 4 reviews are in my channel if you're interested. All my videos are spoiler free, because I don't want you to know this full story. No point, because then you would or not read the book, and it's not fair for the authors. And all of them are in Kindle Unlimited, so you can borrow the book for free and have a good read. Whole chronicles. Then is the Chammora Chronicles, Twisted Loyalties, Twisted Emotions, Twisted Pride, and Twisted Heart. These are the 4 books I read even from the Chammora Chronicles, which I really enjoyed as well. But now there's one series people have not talked a lot about, is the Sin series. The kids of these people, the Chammora Chronicle and the Born in Blood, have kids and their stories. So I have already broken down those stories, so I will show you that and we'll talk about it. But next I'm going to read that series, and there are 5 books in those series, and I'll try reading all the 5 and put a review about that. Then I'm done with the Mafia for this, and then I'll be moving on to another series and we will talk about it. However, if I have to rate the books for all the Born in Blood and Chammora Chronicle, Chammora, for me, definitely Twisted, Bound by Honor, Bound by Love, and Twisted Pride are going to be my top favorite. Nothing can beat those 3 books. So they are going to Remo and Arya and Luca, and Remo and Serafina will always be my top favorite books. If you don't want to read any other books in this series, I would highly recommend go read Bound by Honor, and then read Bound by Temptation also, and Bound by Love. You will really love it. Bound by Hatred, I really didn't much care. Same thing with the Chammora Twisted Loyalties, Fabiano's story, though I didn't think it will be so good. It was very catching. Twisted Emotions, Nino Falcons, very good story as well. Twisted Pride, Out of the World. And then Twisted Heart, if you read or don't read, means I really had high expectation for Savio. Somehow Savio's story didn't speak that much to me. But next is the kids story. I'm excited about that. That video will be separate posted once I'm done with the books. I've started reading already one of them, so I will show you quickly in my iPad. I read it in my Kindle, but it's easier to show in iPad, so I'll show you that, and then that will be the end of the video. Alright guys, so let me quickly show you. This is the Sin series, the kids story that I'm going to talk about. So far I'm finding it really nice. I've not read this, but it shows read, but I've read only like 10% of it, so I don't know what's up with that. However, this is the 5 books. So the first book is called By Sin I Rise. So this is Marcella and Maddox's story. I don't know who Maddox is. We'll find out him. But Marcella is Luca and Arya's daughter. So Luca and Arya are one of my power couples in the Born in Blood series. So I'm excited for their daughter. She has 2 books. I'm really not sure what's going to happen, but these are the 2 books. Then the By Sin I Rise. These are 1 and 2, part 1, part 2. Then they have By Virtue I Fall. This is going to be Anna's story, Dante's daughter, and Santino Bianchi. He's the enforcer. So he's going to be like a bodyguard. And anything with a bodyguard romance, I'm totally in it. I mean, I have to read it. I will love it. There is no chance that this book I will not love. So this is another thing. Though I'm not very keen on Dante's stories when I read the book also. I just read one of the book. However, I like Dante as a character, so his daughter would be fun to know about. And we did meet the daughter also in Bound by Love. The next book I'm very excited is about Greta Falcon and Amo's story. This is By Fate I Conquer. So this story I'm definitely going to read. This is Power Couples Kids. So you know Greta Falcon, she's the Remo's daughter, and Amo, who's Luca and Arya's son. So this story I've started already. So far it's only like 5%, so I can't judge it yet, but I have a feeling this whole series will be fun. And I see in YouTube they've not much people have posted about it, because I think after reading The Parents' World they really want to switch to another genre. But I have been in Mafia world since September. My husband is telling let's go to Italy, baby. So now I've been Italian since last September. I've been only reading Mafia romances. This is all credit to Gabrielle Sands. If you have not read her books, all are in Kindle Unlimited. She got me hooked on to Mafia, then Sophie Lark, and now Cora Riley. These I'm definitely going to put a video about my top 10 Mafia romances, a must read. So that will come little later once I've done with the familiar Mafia romances. However, so this is it's looking like a very good book. Yeah, so this is again 2 of my favorite power couples. And now this one is by Frenzy Aruin. This is Aurora Scudry and Remo's son. Remo's son nephew story. So this also looks very nice. Again, you know, Remo and Serafina are my favorite characters. So their son, and Fabiano is also one of my favorite character, his daughter. So that's going to be fun as well, because both of them have been growing together from the younger years, and these two. So I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to read this, and then I might go for the two series, and then this separate video will definitely be coming in my channel, so stay tuned for it. And thank you so much. And if you like such romance novels, and you can follow me in My Life with Babies. I don't post a lot about romance books there, however, you whatever my current reads I do post, and there are a lot of other video, travel, lifestyle things. But in my YouTube channel I do post a lot of reviews, so please subscribe, hit the bell icon. Weekly I try posting one video for these romance novels. But the thing is, since I read series and I take at least 2 to 3 days to finish a book, I can only read at night for 2 hours, so it takes time for me to finish series and then compile the whole review. So but within a week, 2 weeks, within a 3 weeks, I post off all of the series books. So stay tuned for this, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for taking time to watch my video. Once I start this series, I'm going to put a family tree of all the born in blood and everything as well, so it will be easier for you guys, and to see which videos you want to watch. And take care, stay blessed.